Welcome back, everyone. It's Ready or Not.
Football edition. We're back.
We're back. Chris Stacks.
Nate the Great.
Guys, I feel like we've been playing Madden all off season. How about you?
I mean, with the trades and what's going on, absolutely. I don't even know how to keep up with this.
From what I remember when I was younger, I know that was a few days ago, but from when I was younger, it was like, oh, look, one person got signed in the off season. Not every team switched everybody like you did a reset
No,
in Madden.
they took the deck and they just shuffled it.
That's pretty much
like
what
you
they're
go
doing.
here, you go here, you go here.
And so, guys, this is going to be a two-part episode. The first part, we're going to talk about some of the big signings, some of the big holdouts.
Yep.
And then part two, we're going to go over how it's really going to impact keepers, how it's going to impact what's going on, especially in the beginning of the season for our league.
And for those of you who don't know, just to remember, before we even do the second part, if you traded someone away, they're no longer eligible for keeping.
So Nate and I are going to do a quick study on that before we do the second part to make sure everybody knows, oh, this guy's not there, this person's not there. Oh, I dropped this person, which means I can no longer keep them either. So that's going to make it very interesting with some of these names.
Especially for, I mean, whose team? The team was it Tebow, right? Didn't Tebow just replace his entire team?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's gonna be a fun one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But we'll go over that on part two. Part one, start at the top of the list and let's start going through it.
All right, so first things first, Hopkins to the Titans.
I'm so mad that we didn't. I'm gonna go find the clip, guys, because literally we did a video, we didn't like it, so we were reshooting it. But the first video, I said Hopkins is not gonna end up on the Cardinals. Hopkins is gonna end up being signed, and he got signed
To the Titans.
To the Titans of all
Which
teams.
Titans needed a...
Oh, badly.
Yeah.
You know, for Treylon
Absolutely.
Burks, I was actually kind of excited about Treylon, but now with Hopkins there, I think it crushes Treylon, but it also it's going to increase their quarterback's ability a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
So you got a DeAndre Hopkins who's still, to me, he might not be 100%. He's like 97.
Yeah, I mean,
So
even at 97, he's above most other...
Yeah, it's still going to be a massive move for them, but that's an off-season move in itself, and we still got a lot more to go.
Yep. I mean, if we're going to go ahead, we're going to go next one, your Cowboys.
Yeah.
They dropped Zeke. So it looks like they're completely backing Tony Pollard here,
Yep.
which, don't get me wrong, Tony Pollard was a beast, but Zeke still had the moves. So Zeke's still a free agent right now. Where's he going to go?
I've heard a couple different options, and I could see him going back to the Cowboys, but the only way that's going to happen is he's going to take a pay cut. But remember, they also signed Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
So to me,
that's
if Zeke goes back, Jones is gone.
Where does Jones go then? So it leaves
'Cause that's a lot
someone.
of running
It
backs.
leaves
That's a lot
someone.
of running
Yeah,
backs in one
absolutely.
household.
And Cowboys don't run like that.
Right.
And then, but keeping on the Cowboys, they also signed Brandon Cook,
And Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore.
Everything that they're hearing out of camp for Brandon Cooks is huge. The fact that he's working hard, he wants a championship. Like, he's not playing like a veteran, which he's been on the Patriots, he's been on the Saints, he's been on the Texans, and every team he's been on, as long as he has a halfway decent quarterback, he's been good.
Right.
So you put him in there, and as long as Dak doesn't suck, and he's not terrible, on the other side of Dez, that's opening up a lot. And then especially if Gallup is healthy too, that's opening up a lot.
Can I have these? I just want to use the fridge.
Ah.
Okay.
Yep. So that could be a very big deal for the team this year, having him on the other side to really open things up. And he's somebody that I could see doing a great job.
And then Gilmore on the defensive side, on the other side of your boy.
Trayvon Diggs on one
Yep.
side, you got Stephon Gilmore on the other side. That's a pretty good defensive backs.
And let's see if they can do anything with it.
Right.
They are the
Absolutely.
Cowboys after all.
Hey, so how about this one though? The Minnesota Vikings have a star running back. He's literally lit the world on fire.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna let him go.
Yep. Gone.
That'd be Dalvin Cook, folks.
Dalvin Cook, and he is still a free agent right now.
He's still a free agent. They're still
So
trying to
they
figure out-
signed Madison.
Yep.
Re-signed Madison.
Re-signed
Sorry.
Madison to a good
So
contract.
he'll be the new lead back as of right now, which I don't think. Did you say no one drafted him last year, right?
Nobody. Nope.
Nobody,
And I was actually
so-
trying to see who drafted Dalvin Cook last year. Where did
I might have. No, right here.
Oh,
My brother.
Number one for Will. So now, do you? What
Well,
do
you
you
don't
want to do
keep
with him?
him, yeah. I mean, he's not a
And also,
keeper
if he
in
gets
the
signed
first
somewhere
round.
else, but he waits through training camp, the chance of a soft tissue injury is so high. You're like, what the bro? But
Yeah.
it's still Dalvin Cook. So we'll see what happens.
So before we go into more teams, let's go to the ones that are kind of floating around.
Oh, yeah.
So we got Fournette. Fournette's free agent right now. You said he's working out with the Patriots.
He was at the Patriots today, supposed to be working out for Belichick. And I want to say it's your brother that also has Ramondre Stevenson. Who had Ramondre? I feel
Pretty sure. No.
it might have been a later signing. Because now.
Yeah, I think you picked him up later.
Yeah.
Didn't you have him at first?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no.
No, okay.
No.
No, but I think you picked him up and then dropped him like the same week.
Oh, I think I did actually. And then your
Yeah.
brother got him. I watched.
And then you were upset.
Yeah.
It was like you dropped him.
Yep. But if you think about that, does Leonard Fournette, who's a pass catching back, which he's been a pass catching back his whole career,
Which, I mean, you need that in the league right now.
Right.
Running backs aren't what they used to be. And they're not getting paid what they used to be either.
Ramondre did a lot of that last year.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden you bring in Leonard Fournette, did that just drop the value of Ramondre? And how do you know before you're 4 or 5 weeks into the season with Bill Belichick? I'm not saying I wouldn't pick up either one of them, but that gives you that.
But at the same time, the way Belichick runs his teams, he can literally use both of them, and you would have no idea who the ball's going to.
Yeah, well, that's the even bigger problem.
Well, so yeah, you're right. Okay, I see what you're saying. From a fantasy standpoint,
what I'm saying.
what do you do?
Right.
Yes,
Like
you're
for
right.
Bill, very smart, my man.
Yes.
Have 2 running backs that are both equally talented as far as what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
But for the fantasy world, for us, am I rolling the dice when I put one out there?
Because which one is it going to be that week?
Exactly. That worries me because before I was like, man, Ramondre is going to be a steal this year if he's the only back in town. But now Belichick can pull a Belichick and mess all that up for us.
But we'll see. I mean, there's nothing official yet.
Right.
We'll keep you posted.
Yep.
And then the other big one, Barkley.
Well,
Saquon Barkley. Well,
2 big ones. Remember Barkley and Jacobs.
oh, that's right. I have him on the
Both
other.
have not signed their tender yet, so they
Yep.
both are under what's it called?
Franchise tag?
Franchise tag. But neither one of them signed yet.
So, and this was as of today's Thursday. This was as of Monday for Barkley. I haven't heard anything since. Jacobs is still, as of now,
Yep.
unsigned. So, what happens with them? When do they sign? What happens if they don't sign the franchise tag?
They're able to hold out, but the fees or the penalties now for somebody that doesn't sign is huge. So it's not like it was when Le'Veon Bell did it years ago,
Yeah.
where he lost money, but it wasn't as bad. Now they get pretty much penalized for trying to sit out. So they're gonna have to sign, but do they try and wait through camp and then potentially get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
That's the part with especially running backs that worries the hell out of me, and especially guys that are really athletic.
Right.
Because you sit out and then all of a sudden you get hurt week 1, but I picked you up the week before during the draft. Damn. Like, that's rough.
So those are things to keep in mind.
Yep.
Keep your eyes out. Make sure you're checking the sports apps.
Sports apps, yeah. Sleeper. Stay on sleeper.
So let's kind of move through these.
Yeah.
So let's go to the Bills. Signed Damian Harris, Latavius Murray.
Yeah.
So Bills already had a stacked team last year.
Yeah.
This is only going to help them out.
They got rid of Singletary, but now you add Damian Harris and Latavius Murray to that backfield. Now it's even murkier than it was before. So again, this is a team where I'm like, hey, they can score a lot of points, but who's it going to be?
This is a team where you need Josh Allen, fantasy wise.
Yeah,
because he has so
want
many
Josh
targets.
Allen, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Stephon Diggs. I like Stephon still, but outside of that, I don't know. So that's 2 big signings,
Mm-hmm.
but how are they going to work together? Doesn't make sense to me. We'll go to your favorite team, Miami Dolphins.
Miami.
They did a little bit this offseason, not a ton.
We didn't need a lot. We're stacked. No, I'm just kidding.
As long as
We
Tua
do
comes-
need help,
as long as
but we
Tua
do.
comes
Yeah,
back.
we need to be healthy. That is absolutely correct. We
That's
stay
huge.
healthy. We were still a force to be reckoned with last year, but we need to be healthy all year long.
Right. And you saw what your speedster said.
Though he wants to do 2,000 yards.
2,000 yards.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I might be fighting for him this year. When you're saying that, I'm excited. But
And we got a third potential speedster
right.
in the draft.
Yep. But if you look at from the signings, Mike White, who played really well for the Jets last year, could be an actual competent backup for Tua.
Oh, absolutely.
Where, to me, last year, yeah, somewhat. But I think Mike White could actually be an upgrade as far as if Tua gets hurt, you don't feel like all of your players are junk,
Right.
which is huge when you're drafting Dolphins this year.
Yes, absolutely.
And then on the other side, Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Jalen of 10 years ago or 5 years ago, but he's still good. That
Mhm.
could really help out leadership on your defense.
Yep, having a good veteran there. Then we got Tyler Croft as well,
Right.
and then he can
Because
be a
you
good
lost
asset.
Gesicki
Yeah.
of all teams to I believe to the Patriots, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
I know it was the Patriots. I know it was.
Right.
Uh, what did I write that one?
Pretty sure it was the Patriots.
It was the Patriots. It was.
But that's a good replacement.
Right.
New England? What we got for New England?
Apparently nothing.
James Robinson, Juju from Kansas City, and Mike Gesicki. I got it written on my paper.
Okay. Yeah, you have it.
But nothing that's lighting the world on fire. Nothing that's making me super excited. So we'll see what happens. But Leonard Fournette, if he gets signed, could be a chip
Yeah,
that you got to
absolutely.
look back at. And somebody actually signed. Leonard Fournette was on Justine's team.
Third
early
round,
last-
though,
early
yeah.
last year. So that could be a big deal. So we'll see what happens there. How about the Jets?
Jets. A lot of moves from the Jets.
My goodness, they literally started a whole new franchise.
The Tebow's replacements.
Yeah, literally Tebow's replacements. Here you go. The
So
Jets.
Jets, big one. Rodgers.
You're welcome, Christina.
So
I know she's loving this right now.
So Rodgers left the Packers. He's on the Jets, and he did not come alone.
No, he did not. My goodness. So the Jets, they're green. There's another team that's got green in their logo in their colors. The Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
And
yes.
so what they did is they just brought the Green Bay Packers over,
Changed it a couple shades.
and changed the helmet. That's what they did. And if you look at it from a fantasy standpoint, new quarterback in a new system, is he still the same quarterback? But then you bring over Alan Lazard,
Mm-hmm.
somebody he's very comfortable with. But did they just bring over one comfortable receiver?
I don't think so. Who else did they bring?
Oh, Randall Cobb,
Randall Cobb.
who's older than dirt, but he still knows how to play football, and he's been
Absolutely.
with Rodgers for how many years?
Yeah. So they're gonna have that chemistry even in the new system.
Right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then should we have a speedster on the team too?
Oh, why not throw it
It's
in
a good
there?
idea, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Mecole Hardman.
Yep.
Oh wait, didn't the Jets already have a rookie last year who would be a sophomore this year? Which usually they say you're going into your sophomore season, you're even better. Garrett, or pardon me, I just blanked. Damn.
I just blanked too. No, you're not gonna find it in there.
You guys know who I'm talking about. He was the number one wide receiver for the Jets last year. He's a very good rookie, and he is back this year, which obviously could make it difficult because now you got a lot of people fighting for one spot. A lot of people fighting for one spot.
Mhm.
But that makes Rodgers, to me, have a good potential. What do you think?
Well, and then you also have to remember Rodgers hasn't had a good receiving core in a while.
Right.
So he's gonna be in a great mood going into the season.
Hopefully.
Which,
Maybe he'll go sit in a dark room for a week again.
you know what? I hope so as a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. But you got Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
I'm
Yes.
like, what's his name? Garrett Wilson, who was there last year. He was very good. And then as long as the running
Brees
back,
Lightning?
Brees Lightning comes back and he's healthy,
Yep.
because he got hurt early.
That was like halfway through the
Halfway,
season,
but I'm
right?
saying
I mean,
it
still
wasn't playoffs.
early wise for
Not
playoffs. Yeah, absolutely.
So if he comes back and he's healthy too, man, this could be an interesting team.
AFC East
Yeah,
is going to
AFC
be.
East could have at least three teams in the playoffs this year, potentially 4.
We almost did last year.
Right, but you're better this year. Everyone's better this year.
Yeah, except for no, everyone's better.
Everyone's better. Yeah, it's a wild division, and as long as it's not all defense in that division, having that division of players, you could have a lot of points scored.
Right.
Like I think you're gonna see a lot of those people drafted pretty high.
All right.
And then what about Baltimore?
Baltimore, I mean, biggest one. Well, they re-signed Lamar Jackson to a big contract
For a nice contract.
for a nice contract, and then to give him a little help in the receiving end, OBJ.
About time.
So yes, OBJ has been out for a little bit of time,
I
like
think it's
a couple days.
2 years now. 2
2.5
and a half years.
2.5 years. So is he the OBJ of before? We'll see.
But he doesn't have to be.
He doesn't have.
Lamar can still run. As long as Rashad Bateman's not hurt, which I heard he's on the fence right now of how healthy he is, but also, which I almost forgot to mention, they signed Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, that's right.
He's not a world beater, but
He's
and I'm
solid.
not saying OBJ is going to be the guy you got to draft top 2. I'm not saying Nelson Aguilar is. I'm not even saying Rashad Bateman is, because he didn't prove enough to me last year, and I had him. But what does this do for Lamar?
So okay, yes, you're saying that he doesn't have to be, but will he be? And can he be? Does he have that potential still?
To me, and this is coming from I think almost everybody in our league's been an athlete before. This is, do you have that fire inside of you that says, I want to show it one more time? If OBJ has that, this could be that move. If he doesn't,
So I agree. That is the question, because if he's been trying for 2 years to get another team, he's not trying to give up. He wants to play.
right. And they
So-
got enough talent where they could be a contender. I'm saying the Baltimore Ravens could be a contender.
Right.
So we'll see.
Okay, let's
got
move on to that. Montgomery to the Lions.
The Lions are actually the team to me to beat in this entire division.
The Lions surprised everybody last year with that second half of the year run out of nowhere.
Right.
So
And-
I don't remember. Did they get to 8 games?
I believe so.
Crazy.
Right.
I can't even.
Insane. Insane. But to me, the Vikings didn't really get better. The Packers got a lot worse. And the Bears are still the same.
Bears. The only thing the Bears did was they have Deontay Foreman, DJ Moore, and Robert Tonyan.
So they added DJ Moore, which is big for their quarterback, for Fields. But outside of that, you just moved pieces around to me.
Right.
So yes, they could be better because of Moore, but Moore has never shown me that much.
Maybe Moore can do it with Fields.
Well, we'll see. But in that division, I don't see a big, oh my goodness. I see okay, you got a little bit better, but did you get that much better?
Which Montgomery could be that piece for the Lions.
Right.
Because they already had that switch
Right.
that they activated, and then if they keep it going,
Right.
it could be huge.
Right. So that whole like Green Bay, they didn't do any good moves for them, but they did a lot of getting rid of people. Let's just save money this year. It's kind of what it feels like. And then Bears. Who else did we talk? Vikings. Vikings. We talked about Madison, but other than that, they got rid of Thielen. They signed a rookie. There's not a lot there. So when you look at that, I think it's the AFC. I want to say that's the AFC, or sorry, the NFC. I think that's the NFC North. There's not a lot of power moves there outside of the Lions getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a very interesting division this year. And I don't love Goff, but he's still in a good position to put up points for your team.
Sure.
So he might be a mid-round quarterback that could be a make or break for somebody's number 2, where you don't have to worry about playing quarterback roulette every week. He could be. We'll see. And Montgomery can catch the ball, so that could be a great addition.
All I know is I'm not doing my main from last year again.
Last year was a very interesting year on how everything went down, and hopefully we don't have any of the craziness, such as players falling down like they did last year, happen this year, because I don't want to see that again. But there was a lot of things that happened last year. So we went through the AFC East. We went through the people that are not on teams right now or looking at teams right now, and we just went through the NFC. I believe it's the North. If I'm wrong, don't quote me on the North part. But that's a good amount for the first video. So let's stop there.
Yep.
We don't want you guys to have to watch too long. But again, we're going to come back. We're going to finish the rest of the divisions.
And then how it affects our keeper league
Yep.
for the coming season.
Yep. So guys, this is Ready or Not,
Football edition.
and we'll see you soon.